Okay.
There you go.
Good morning, everyone. As you can see, Rich is not here today. He had an appointment this morning. So just his name's on the login for the meeting. And today we have Anthony Reed, who's been here many times from OC Realtors. He's going to be talking about RPR, Realtor Property Resources, and there's been a number of requests to review this for many of you out there. So with that, I'm going to let Anthony get going.
Well, thanks, John. Well, good morning, everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a great and wonderful day. For those of you who don't know me, real quickly, my name is Anthony. I work at Orange County Realtors. Been there now for 21 years. Started off in the MLS department. Guaranteed I'll speak to everybody regarding rules, regulations, violations, all that fun stuff. What I'm also involved with is our outreach program. Our outreach program is designed to come out here to your office or give you hybrid training on all your tools and products. Richard and Carlos have me here at least once a month, showing you how to do things like on the MLS, like running searches, how to modifying listings, creating CMAs. I also train on zip forms. So some of you have been through the zip forms trainings, like the zip form updates, which, by the way, has everybody used the new zip forms?
No.
No, not yet. Okay.
We actually have a class on that on Thursday this week.
Excellent. So Carlos is having a class this Thursday. Come on in, sir. So we have that going on. And of course, I love showing technology. I love showing real estate agents how they can utilize their technology tools, member benefits, things like that to better your real estate lives. My whole goal is to help you go what I like to call paperless in your business. Okay. Now, one of the things that we're going to go over today is one of your free member benefit tools called RPR, which stands for Realtor Property Resource. Now, Realtor Property Resource is your free NAR, National Association of Realtors member benefit. And what this allows you to do is be able to look at tax data information on listed and unlisted property data for commercial and residential across the United States. Now, you may ask yourself, well, geez, Tony, there's Realist tax records. What's the big difference? Well, Realist tax records is a free member benefit offered to you through CRMLS. And that does let you look at public tax data information on listed and unlisted properties for commercial and residential, but it only focuses on California. Whereas Realtor Property Resources focuses on all properties in the United States. So you have access to more than $66 million or 66 million different properties in the United States. Now, our main focus is California, but we can utilize this tool for many, many things. Now, one of the other things I like using RPR for are CMAs, comparative market analysis. A lot of times, if you're running an MLS search and you're not finding a lot of comps, I love using RPR because the reports are beautiful. Now, you could run a CMA through Realist, but I will tell you that those reports are very antiquated, very old looking, or in some cases, some of us remember the dot matrix printers. John? Yeah?
Thanks.
No problem. It makes it look like that, okay? And it's not very appealing, or I think it just looks older, okay? Now, if you've never used RPR before, have I had anybody in here today not use RPR? Okay, one person. So very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to first log into the MLS. Okay, once you log into the MLS, you're going to move your mouse to the links tab. From there, you're going to scroll down through all your third-party member benefits offered to you by CRMLS. And you're going to scroll down to the one that says Realtor Property Resource RPR. Now, when you click on that, you're going to get a sign-in screen that should appear here in just a second. Hopefully. There we go. Now, if you've not created a sign-in before, a login, very simply, just come down below underneath where it says sign-in and click on Create New Account. From here, all you need to put in is your last name, what's on your DRE license, and either your email address that's associated with the MLS or your NRDS number. Now, your NRDS number, or politely referred to as your NERDS number, is not your license number. This number was issued to you by the association at the time that you joined. So if you're an Orange County member, that number probably begins with 2055 and followed up with 5 other numbers. Okay. Now, once you put that in and you hit next, you'll then be asked or verified that you are you, and you will be asked to create a password for RPR. At that point, it's going to all go by your email address associated currently with the MLS system. Yes, sir. Oh, you didn't have, oh, you're scratching your head. All right, good. All right, now, when we log in for the very first time, or we get beyond that point of creating our logins. Yes, sir.
So once you log in the first time, when you click on that link, it automatically logs you into it, right?
It can. Sometimes it will ask you for your password over and over again. Just depends if you ever sign out,
right,
or if you sign in on other devices. Usually if you sign in on another device, like I went to this gentleman's computer or this young lady's computer and I logged in with my account, it's going to log me out and of my other computer or phone device. Okay. Now, the first time that you log in, you're going to be redirected to your profile and your settings. There's a couple of things that you want to add here. Okay. You want to upload your profile picture. Make sure it's a current photo. Don't be like me that's still using their photos from about 10 years ago. So take it out, upload the new one. First time here, we're going to upload our company logo. Now, if you don't have access to your company logo, talk to Carlos after this class. Carlos will show you how to download your company logo for all your marketing. Okay. From here, make sure your contact information is up to date. Make sure your office address is here. Put in your phone number, put in your email address. You should automatically see that you're associated with CRMLS with your user ID. Okay. Some of us here in this room or attending may actually be licensed in other states. So if you're a Realtor member, licensed of another state in another MLS system, you can actually merge your one account with your other MLS data points. Okay. Now, once you do that on your profile, save your data, go into your settings. Here you can actually pull MLS data, and all you need to do is how far back you want to pull that data from. Okay. Now, one other nice thing here under the settings section.
How did you get there?
So next to where it says profile, I just click on settings. And if you didn't get to the profile, come over to the right-hand side where you see your initials, click on your initials, and you should see profile settings. Click on profile, and then on the blue bar, click settings. The big thing you want to do here is define market areas. And what I mean by that, what cities do you market in? You want to be apprised of what's going on in the cities that you're marketing. Put in Irvine, California, Huntington Beach, Laguna Hills, Fountain Valley, Corona Del Mar, California. Now, why is that? Because I got John looking at me like I've just spoken foreign languages, right? Once you put in this information and you hit save, back at the top, middle, click home. From now on, what's going to happen at this point is that anytime you log in to RPR, you're automatically defaulted to this search style screen with a map. Now, what's cool about this is that you'll notice here that on the map, I've got an area pre-outlined, and this is based on the My Market area. You'll notice here where it says My Markets, I'm already looking at Irvine data on my screen. I see here that in Irvine, there are 64 properties currently for sale. There are 80 properties in Irvine that are up for lease. 18 properties. Remember when we were talking about that dollar sign just a minute ago? There you go. There's the dollar sign. Properties that went through a price change, whether it was positive or negative. 21 listings are in pending status. 40 listings closed for sale. 61 listings closed that were leased. And here, this is something that MLS doesn't have. We get to see how many properties are in distress, notice of foreclosure, short pay, auction, things like that. So because we're pulling tax data, we'll immediately get to see this type of information. Now on the map, we get to see where these properties are located. Now we see here on the map, all the properties that say new. But yet we also see some properties that say open. Anyway, you want to fathom a guess what the open might mean.
Open house.
Open house. There we go. So here I get to see properties that are up for open house. So if I wanted to look at one of these homes, all I need to do is just simply click on one. We see a nice little thumbnail. We get to see that here on 10/21 between 12 and 4, this particular property at 2 Willow Grove is going to have an open house. It's currently active for sale at 1.249 million. We see that it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,800 square foot, built in 1978. And we actually, because we're accessing tax data information, y'all, we get to see the homeowner data. Now, if I want to look at this property in a little bit more detail, because yes, I can jump back to the MLS and pull up this listing. But wait, why do that? When I click on full detail, I'm actually going to get some amazing information here. Number one, besides seeing the list price, bedroom, bathroom, square footage, open house data, we also get to see list price versus the assessed value. What RPR says, based on the market area right now and all the past sales and everything, that this property has an estimated value at 1.22. So we get to see here that the listing agent listed it just slightly above an estimated value. Yes, sir.
Can you see that before you list it?
Yes. And I'll show you that here in just a few minutes, because we're going to use this for marketing.
But keep in mind that that value is not always correct.
Correct. But at least we can get an estimated
Right.
value, especially if we're looking at a neighborhood where there are not very many properties listed or in the MLS. We can always come here and go by estimated values, right? But what's nice about this is that we get to see the estimated range, some property facts. By the way, we get to see all the listing photos because
So this is not the assessed value. This is the.
Where do they get that value?
so this is an assessed value.
This is the assessed.
They get this
value.
from what's going on in the MLS and sales. So if there have been sales maybe outside of the MLS, right? Because title changes hands, that gets taken into account on top of market trends and things like that. So it does all that behind the scenes. That's why it's not
And it's-
overly accurate, but it's way more accurate than, say, that big third-party website that most of the public goes to, because those estimated values are off about 20%.
like Zillow.
So
Well,
this is.
I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
but
So this is really what the tax is based on that amount.
no, it's not necessarily based on that amount, but I'll show you. I'll show you. This is based on what's going on in the area, okay?
So because you said assessed value, so I thought.
It's an assessed value, or it's an estimated value based on tax value, active inventory, closed inventory, both in the MLS and outside the MLS. So based on that information, the system estimates the home should be worth about this. Here above that, we got what the actual agent listed the home for.
Do you mind clicking the little circle next to RVM above the price?
Mhm.
See what
It's basically.
yeah, it tells you there.
Tells you right there. Generated by an automated valuation model that uses on-off market MLS data plus public record sold data provided by exactly what I just was kind of saying. Right? It's going to look at all that to try to, and I will say that it's a lot more accurate than, again, some of the third-party websites. Now, by the way, we get to see all the listing photos. Okay. We get to see some pricing things. We get to see the public description. Okay. We get to see the open house information along with the remarks, like private remarks. But here's where we get to have a little bit more fun. We also get to see the listing agent data. So we get to see the agent, their license number, their office, their cell, their website. If the co-licensed agent's on there, plus we also get to see, besides the office, private showing instructions or private remarks. So the only thing that we don't see here is commission just yet. So really, this is an MLS,
Yeah,
right? Because it's pulling that data. Now, we also get to see the other stuff like the interior features pulled from the listing, exterior features pulled from the listing. Then we go into what's on the tax records, like the legal description. Now, what I love about this is this. On the listing, the agent put these schools, but the system automatically pre-vets and indicates what schools this home would go to based on the school district. So as we all know that most agents don't fill in the school information necessarily. So a lot of times this will be blank
Or wrong.
or wrong, or actually this may not necessarily be wrong, but just their knowledge. But here, this is based on the unified school district of what schools this home would actually go to.
So that's one of the advantage to
One of the
MLS.
advantages is knowing what schools, so now an agent shouldn't ever not put in the school data, because it's right here in RPR. Okay, and again, these are all public, right? And if you'll notice here, it does match up. So the agent probably did look at RPR when they listed the property. By the way, we all have the owner facts. We also have the listing history. We also have past record information for the deed, going all the way back to the beginning. So all the deed transfers, Liz Pens, whatever. We also get to see the mortgage history on the property, every mortgage that has ever been taken out on this home. And of course, we get to see the assessed value market of the tax records.
So for us, if we want to know who is on a mortgage, this is a great way to.
Well, it would hopefully more than likely be the homeowner.
What do you mean?
A homeowner's on title, they were the ones that had the mortgage,
Yeah,
right?
but sometimes, I have a co-owner, like my children, because of their income, I add them to the loan. When I was doing the refinancing, so I can
You could,
find out who is on the loan.
you could, because it does give you the loan number.
You probably have to check that.
You
with
probably
the
have to
office.
double check that with a lender or title to see if their names are on the loan. But this will give you who's on title. So not necessarily
On the
here.
loan.
So it gives you the name on title, because you could add your kids to title, but not add them to the loan, right? Like Carlos and I are best buds. We buy a property together, but I'm the one that takes out the loan. My name's on the loan, but both of our names are on title. He is not obligated to my loan. Right? So I see who owns the property. So husband, wife, the first two. If there are more than likely they probably got a trust, but we should see the names. Here we'll see the mortgage, when it was taken out, who took it out, or the borrower or borrowers, and of course the loan number. So if we wanted to get more detail, we could, but it's kind of amazing what information you get right now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so from here, we can do that. Now that's just looking at a property that's listed. If we were looking for a property that wasn't listed, then what we're going to do is we're going to come to the top here and say, instead of looking for listed properties, I'm going to click on the down area here next to the type and status and deselect for sale and for lease and just look at public record data. Now from here, what I can now do, because I want to access a huge amount of information, I'm now going to come down to my map and maybe create a map search a different way. Like maybe at this point, I'm going to, in my map search here, outline a neighborhood, like draw it. So I'm going to draw by freehand my area. I'm going to say, I don't want any leases. I want public tax record data. And then when I click on that drawing, I'm going to say, search that area. And hopefully this isn't too big, but what I should see here are all the homes that aren't currently listed.
Also, can I find out the people that they are default on their taxes?
When you're looking at the property, it will say if they're
Yeah,
in
so it should
distress.
be individually, not the.
Correct. So now you could look for distressed property, but that would be under your more filters, and you could look for properties that are in distress. I think there is a choice here. Like current distressed, I can exclude them, or that are in foreclosure,
If they are.
right? But in our earlier map in Irvine, there are no distressed properties. Right now, everybody, I think it's really, really minimal, less than 1%. Okay. Now, when we do this and we look at that,
What are those homes?
these are all homes that are currently not listed. So if say this was a neighborhood I was door knocking or marketing in, I can now see who's currently not listed with this data.
How about those homes?
These are homes that are not listed, sir.
Not listed. How about behind them? That is, why it doesn't show all the homes that is not listed?
Because they're probably listed or they're not, I don't know. Maybe they're commercial. I
Maybe
don't
too
know.
many records.
No, because those.
No, because it would tell me if there was too many records right out of the gate.
Tony, those
Because all I'm looking for is residential property. Right? And I'm only looking for co-ops, condos, and single families. I'm not looking for anything else. So they may be other property types. Right? If I wanted to, I can select all these. And then when I run my search, at this point, it may tell me there are too many records. Right? So I got to narrow that down. Maybe I re-narrow down that area. So, sir, you wanted to see what was back here? There are all those other properties because I selected all those other property types. So there may be some mixed usage, maybe some duplexes in there, maybe some other forms of
those are not
residential.
listed at all.
Huh?
Those are not listed, right?
These are not listed, correct. So if I'm door knocking and I see that my neighborhood's not listed, what am I going to do with this data? Anybody marketing right now? Not a single soul in this
You
room?
can mail to those homeowners.
One person, excellent, yes. So what can I do with this data? First thing we're gonna do, come over to the top, we can create mailing labels. RPR allows you to create up to 2,000 mailing labels each and every month at no cost. All I gotta do, create my mailing label. Very simply, pick out your template, right? The Avery mailing labels 5060, 5161, or 5162, right? Here, I can say, send it to the property address, or even better yet, how many of you would love to know who the absentee owners are? Right? What's an absentee owner might indicate? Investor, there you go. So in those homes, I may have some investor clients, right? So I don't want it to go to the property address. I want it to go to their what?
Mailing.
Tax bill address, right? Or mailing address. Simply, we're going to switch the labels to their tax bill address. From here, I can make it owner or the owner's name or owner's name plus current resident or just the current resident. Typically, I might just say the owner's name. From here, the other filters may be, well, I just want to do a mail campaign to just investors. Here, I can say, exclude out anybody who actually lives at their property and just give it to the absentee owners. So here, out of those homes,
518 total. Now it went down to 102.
so out of the 518 total, there are 102 people in that area that I outlined that are investors. Right? Now down below, all I need to do is hit print. Now the PDF document was just generated, and now gotta love all this. AI is everywhere. Can you believe it? Where's my just skip? Gotta love this. Come on. All access, sure. Such a pain in the butt. So much AI nowadays.
You can probably just go to your downloads and open the PDF that way.
Yeah, I did. Well, I just tried to open up the
Yes, but
download.
it's opening in the browser.
Yeah, it's still opening up in the browser. All right, well, when all else fails, let's try a different way. There we go. So here are all my 102 mailing labels that I now can print out and put on my 5162 mailing label for my emails or for my mails, right? Or maybe better yet, at this point, now I don't have to recreate the same list of investors, right? Free up my extra 102 for next month. Why? Because I've downloaded it and I can reuse this list over and over again. Now, how many of you have a CRM, contact retention management system?
Everyone has a CRM because we provide one for them.
Excellent. So Carla says everybody should have a CRM. Yes? Come on, wake up. You use your CRM?
I don't.
You don't have it yet? You just join? Okay. Carlos will hook you up. But basically, what I could do with these list of names now is instead of creating a mailing label PDF document, I can actually create a CSV or Excel spreadsheet file, which your CRM will allow you to import. So now I can take the CSV file, import it into my CRM, label these people under the investors category for Irvine, and now apply appropriate action plans to these investor clients. Yes, sir.
One problem with that is it doesn't come with email addresses, so you won't be able to use it to.
You won't
email
have your
your
email
CRM.
addresses, but I still have the list. I can send it over to my title rep or my friend who can get me email addresses, phone numbers, social media platforms, which now at that point, I can just put it into the Excel spreadsheet and then import it into my CRM or put that information in after I import the people.
Another thing too, that it's useful for is you're gonna send your PDF of your postcard or flyer
Mhm.
along with the CSV file to the printing company.
Yep, you can
And
do
then they
that too.
print the postcards with the mailing address on it and send it, mail it off and do everything for you. So
1001 ways of doing your marketing. Taking the CSV file, taking your postcard. Hey, we got Halloween coming up. Send it to these group of people. Scared of still owning your investment in 2023 in California, thinking about wanting to sell? Why don't you hit me up? There we go. You got a free marketing campaign. Anybody like that? Good. All right. Now, Carlos had asked earlier, or I asked a question earlier that some of you had, which was, how do I find properties in and around a particular school in the area, right? Anybody here have a client that has kids that want to go to a particular school, but they just want to see what properties are available? Anybody have like that? Good. So what we can do here is go to a map search. From here, maybe I have the city of Irvine. This time I'm just, again, maybe looking for just for sale that's currently active. Okay. From here, what I'm now going to do is maybe zoom in on an area. Right. And actually, I'll zoom out just a little bit. But what I'm going to do over here to the right-hand side of the map is click on the schools icon. What this will do is now let me choose what schools I want to see are at. So maybe I'm looking for public schools that are elementary, middle, and of course, maybe high school. Now I'm going to say apply, and what I should see are these little icons of the cap and tassel, right? So now what I can do is I can click on the school. Tells me this school here at Cypress Village Elementary, located at this address. And now we're going to notice here in the background that it outlines the school's boundaries. So any home within this school boundary would be going to the school. So now what I can do is just say, search this area. And now I've got the 1, 2, 3 schools or 4 schools or homes that would be going to the school that are currently for sale. Anybody like that? Anybody have clients that have children? When they love to know what schools they can go to around, or what homes are around the school that they want to have their kid go to?
Can you choose the school that family wants the kid to go?
Yes.
Can we choose the name of the school and find out what kind of homes?
Yes,
Because I had that problem.
this is the same way.
It was hard.
You would just,
hard
at the top, put in the school's name.
Because I had this situation, I sent a client to the hub, go to the school and find out yourself.
So at the top where it says location, type in the school's name or the school's address. Okay, and then you can search that area. And again, go to the map, click on the school's icon so that you can find that school.
And the map will-
So on the map, over here to the right, click on schools. That way it gives all the schools in and around the area. You can then select it. You see that school's boundary. And then say, search that area for properties, and it will pull up the properties. And I love this one. This particular school has this entire area. I think I probably selected the high school. And now I've got this list of homes that are currently active that I can now look at my list. So I can go up to the top and look at the list. And now I'll go into the MLS and pull up these properties and email them to my client. Anybody like that? All right. Now, if we look at a property, and actually, let's pull up an inactive area or inactive homes. Let's do filters. Record. Map search. And let's go back to that neighborhood to draw. All right. So here, let's go into a property that's not listed. Now, one of the things that you probably want to do is create a CMA. Okay, here you can go to where it says create reports after you pull up the property profile. And actually on the blue bar, click on CMA. Follow an easy 5-step process to make the CMA. Or maybe you want something else, like what other reports do you have access to? Click on the blue button at the top right corner, click on create a report. And here, what RPR gives you is about 10 different reports that you can pick and choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reports. Sorry. Now, just real quickly, a property report is good for a buyer. A seller's report is a seller's CMA. You can actually make a property flyer, which, by the way, as you select it, you get to see what that flyer looks like. A mini report for a CMA, which is really nice. A valuation workbook. Valuation workbook is great for those of you working with investors. Going through this workbook, you can see if this property is a viable long-term or short-term investment. Okay. Then, of course, you got a neighborhood report and then a school report on a school. Now, real quickly, if I wanted to create a seller's report, all I need to do is just simply select it. I can actually see all 77 pages, or in this case, I think it's 81 now. 81 pages for the CMA. Now, if you don't want to use all 81, just simply deselect the report you don't want. If you're not sure of what report you don't want, come over to the eye icon and you get to actually preview what the report looks like or that page looks like. So now you can decide whether you want to use it or not. At the end of the day, come down below and you can either email or create the PDF document to download and print. Now, this will take you roughly about 2 to 3 minutes to do. Anybody like that? So you got a whole bunch of fun reports here. Now, by the way, as this report's being made, it will let me know by giving me the doorbell ring saying, hey, the report's been done. So we'll wait here for just a second, but in the meantime, back to the kids. My clients got kids. They want to know about a particular school, some information about a school, simply come down below to the school report. From here, we're going to select the school that they want to learn about. So maybe the kids are in middle school. When I now say select this, again, I've got a bunch of reports. Up there's my CMA. We're going to view that here, but while that's done, I'm going to generate the school report for Sierra Vista. But real quickly here, back at the CMA, we've got a street view of the school for 10 Harrisburg. We got my information. We got a map view. We got the estimated value at 1.8, some information about the property. Now, one thing that I love about this is that it gives you an AARP rating. Now, how many of you are 50 and older? A couple of us, right? So we have our card, our AARP card, right? Now, what's cool about this is the livability or favorability to somebody of senior age, but honestly, this can be applied to anyone of any age, right? Because who wouldn't want to know what that is housing more affordable for somebody? Here it's in the 40s. Why? 1.8. How many people of senior age do you know that have just $1.8 million laying around? Probably not many, right? To buy. The neighborhood itself is pretty good at 66%. Transportation to the public transportation, it's at 40. Not unheard of here in California. Environment is at 41. I love this. We're the most environmentally conscious state, yet we have probably below average environment, right? Here, health facilities at 91%. That means that you could throw a stick and hit some sort of medical facility.
Well, you're
Dentistry,
gonna have to with an
eyes.
environment like that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Here, engagement, social involvement, civic involvement here at 53, and of course, opportunities for inclusion and possibilities at 64%. So all in all, not a bad neighborhood for someone to want to live in, regardless of your age, right? Here we've got some other fun little charts, pretty detailed information about the property. And then of course, we're going to dive into our chart, side by side of our comps, side by side comparison, and
So-
then highly detailed about everything.
So in this particular case, the system selected the comps for you.
The system selected the comps for me because I just clicked on it. So if you did nothing else, you could let the system do its thing. I would personally like to do that because you probably noticed here that on the map, they probably chose some properties that are way out of the neighborhood. So I probably would have gone back and tightened it up a little bit and maybe not selected every comp. But it's going to pick public and MLS data for you. Okay. Now back at the system here, we had the school report. Let's look at the school report super quickly. So here, love page 1, Sierra Vista Middle School. We see where the school is located and of course the street boundaries of the school, which is really nice. We've got my information pulled from our profile. This is why we make sure our profile is up to date. Down below, satellite view, map view. But then we go deep dive into the school details, starting from left to right. Sierra Vista, middle school, public, 7th and 8th grade, Irvine School District, the address, and of course the phone number. So guess what? I'm going to give this report to my clients for them to call and enroll their kids. By the way, you want to know what type of school you're in? You're in an A+ school. There are about 1,000, almost 1,100 students there. Student to teacher ratio 25:1. By the way, 18% of that student body is on the free lunch program, meaning that they can't afford to buy their own lunch. So they're dependent upon the state or the county or the city to pay for their lunch. Academically, they're an A-rated school. Now here we go. Math proficiency, 73% of the student body, 7th and 8th graders are proficient in math. They know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. 73%. Is that good? That means that what? Close to
Compared to
30% compared to what, right? Well, think about it. Do you remember back in school? Were you ever rated on 100%? What was 100%? A plus, right? But then 90 to what? 99 was A, then 80 to 80 or 80 to 90 or 80 to 89 was a B. C was 70 to 80. So think about that. 30, almost 30% of the student body does not know how to read or add, subtract, multiply, divide. Now, this was one that I really like. 78% know how to read and write. A little over 20% do not know how to read and write.
In the kids.
The kids, no, the
Proficient.
teachers don't know how to read and write.
No, with parents,
Proficient.
including not just the kids.
This is the kids. This is the kids at this school.
Not the population.
It's not the population, sir. This is at the school. The population at this school. 20% of them or 22% of them do not know how to read and write. This is the school. This school.
Schools, neighbors.
This school.
How come the kids who are at school, they don't know how to read and
Gotta talk to the teachers, parents. Why is my kid failing? Or hey, guess what? Some of the kids are passing. They know how to do it, right? By the way, 43% of the student body is in the gifted or advanced school program, which is probably why that's elevated a little bit higher. Pretty good. But here you got that. Compared to the other rest of the school district, 80% know how to read and write, 74% know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, which is kind of nice. By the way, 95% of people graduate school in the school district, which is not too bad. Kind of scary knowing that 20% don't know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, or even read and write. But that's okay. We're come down below. Those of you who love marketing, teachers are earning at this school $93,000 per year. Maybe you can talk with a lender and say, are there any programs that will help teachers be able to buy a property? So maybe I go to this school, market myself. Hey, I'm the local expert. Any of you want to live close by school? Because we know that gas prices are what? 5 something right now. You know, I think what, just a little over a week ago, it was $6.70. In some places, $7.30 for a gallon of gas. So appeal to your clientele.
what is the right?
Huh?
The last column? Or the last column, what is that? Because it doesn't say. any-
Teachers in their first or second year.
On top of that column, yes, it doesn't indicate what is that.
This is for the school district.
School district.
School district.
So you're comparing the school to the rest of
The rest of the school district. Thank you. All right, real quickly. How many of you just love all this data and wish you could interpret this information? No one in this room. All right, 2 people. Excellent. Now, you're doing marketing, right? Is it hard to come up with content to talk about sometimes?
Yes.
Yes, right? Here's something that was just added. By the way, anybody here for my AI classes recently? Anybody playing with AI? By the way, AI stands for artificial intelligence. Chat GPT, all that other fun stuff. Anybody doing that besides Carlos and Richard? Oh, there we go. We got this young lady over here. Let's help you out. If you're not using AI, be surprised because AI is in everything nowadays. What I can do is I can pull up the property. And one of my little columns here, besides the property information, where it's located on the map, is the market trends. Now,
Ask a question.
yes, ma'am.
I can email the information to my client from here too.
No,
This
no.
is only for me.
This is only for you because why would you email a client somebody like a homeowner's name?
No, I was just asking.
I wish there was a way to email and have a customer report.
Well, you can create a CMA here and download the PDF and email the PDF to your client.
You
could
can do that.
I see.
But you can't email the PDF directly from the.
I can email the property report
So
to
I
a
can
client.
customize it.
I can
Yes.
customize it.
Like
Now,
what
you
do
can go to
with
print
other-
and then save it as a PDF and then attach it. You could do that, but then be mindful because it's going to have that homeowner's personal information, like
So
their
in
name. their-
reality, this is for us.
This
We
is
have
really
to
for
get
you.
in touch with any information we want to give a client, we have to go to.
Well, or when you create a report, that's all about the client information, it's all client friendly, so you can email those reports to your client,
I,
okay? So you could do that.
and it also give us the information like what you were talking about, the value of this, if you want to put the offer price, right?
Yes. Yes. So it's something nice to talk about. The property report is great to sit down with a potential buyer, going over what is going on so that you can say, all right, if you're buying this property, I think this is where you should come in at with your offer.
Yeah.
Right? Based on the other comps, what homes are selling for.
Or if we are a buyer agent.
Well, that's what I meant, right? For my buyer, I'm sitting down with the property report as their buyer agent to go over those things. Okay. Now here we've got the market trends section of the property report. So when I go here to 10 Harrisburg, I can look at the property information. But here we've got a new tab here called market trends. Now what's cool about this is that number one, it gives me an update about the market. Is a seller's balanced or buyer's market? Some key details about that. We got active inventory, like the median sale list price, the number of properties in the MLS, price per square foot, total number of the total value of all the 42 properties currently listed. Okay. We also see the sold information pulled from the MLS. So in the past 30 days, there have been 35 sales getting 3.86% above asking price, which is pretty amazing. But here you also have public records. So properties that were not listed in the MLS. So either FSBOs or agents that registered their listings whereby they sold it within the company and didn't list the property. So we see here that there were 8 properties that sold over the past 30 days at or median sales price at 1.4. So we can immediately see that the listings in the MLS are getting slightly a little bit more than they're asking or what they were asking for. Now, granted, you've got twice as much of the sold versus the public, right? Now, what do we do with all this fun information? Well, here at the top, because I need to be able to create content, but a lot of times I don't know what content to create, right? Here at the market trend section, just over to the middle right, there is a choice here that says create a script. So RPR has now embedded AI into its platform. So what I can do here is come over to where it says create a script. Now I'm going to involve you here, sir. So we're going to ask, what type of script would you like to create? So I'm going to start here at the top. What's your tone? Are you professional? Do you want to be engaging, or do you want to be conversational, not confrontational?
Conversation.
Conversational. Excellent. Now, in your conversing, who do you want to talk to? Buyers, sellers, or both? Both. All right, we're going to leave it at that. And then, sir, do you want to create a video script, a social media post, or do you just want to analyze the analytics?
Video script.
A video script. Excellent. So here, when I click on create a video script, which by the way, you notice here, if you've done ChatGPT, you had to write all this stuff, right? You had to type what they call a prompt. Please create me a video script based on the current market area of Irvine, whatever, right? And then you had to re-ask it questions and all this other stuff. Here, all I had to do was just click what? 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, if that. Now, all of a sudden, I have an entire video script created that also gives me directions. On less than what? 5 minutes? So what to say, what type of graph, or how to transition into a graph, the whole 9 yards. But wait, do you have social media, sir? You have Facebook, LinkedIn, right? You do? Wouldn't you love to have a social media post too? Yeah, sure, right? Something to talk about on social media. 2.48 million or billion people belong to Facebook. Why not engage with them, right? Here, I'm going to click on social media. Now, what's cool about this is that, again, it's going to take another minute or two. But what's cool about this, because like ChatGPT, I can say, now repeat this, but make a social media post including emojis, right? Well, I didn't have to say that here. Guess what? Here's my social media post with all the what? Emojis embedded into it. which by the way, at the bottom, I can either copy this text, put it into ChatGPT, maybe summarize it even further, change the tone, or copy and paste it into an email, or just copy and paste it directly on my Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn account, do whatever,
Or
right?
a newsletter.
Or a newsletter. Who doesn't like seeing emojis? But maybe you're just a straight up analyst. Here I can say analyze the metrics. Now, by the way, you'll notice here through all three platforms, it didn't just generically write something. It's actually, and it'll come back up here in just a second. It personalizes it to you. So here, month supply of inventory, 1.37 means relatively. So here it gives you an entire analyzing of the entire metrics that we can share, copy and paste it, right? Our social media platform or our video script personalized it to us. How did it know it was me? I'm logged into my account. So I don't have to tell ChatGPT or something like ChatGPT, create this as for me, Anthony Breed, a 21-year veteran of real estate, and then tell it what I want. Here, it's done it all for me. Did you know? And of course, we just go right down the list. There you go. It even gave me hashtags. Who doesn't like hashtags? Right? Hashtag Irvine real estate, hashtag market update, hashtag buyer and seller, hashtag Anthony Breed Realtor. Sure, maybe I put it in Word, reword it a little bit to make it more my own, but you don't have to rethink the wheel too much. Anybody like this?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions on any of this?
So you copy it, you go to your Facebook, you go to LinkedIn.
Yep, or
right-
LinkedIn
right
and
click,
paste. Yep. I would probably change it up just a little bit to make it more like me, but
oh, videos, save, copy, paste.
yep. Well, the video, you have to record the video. It's not going to record the video, but it at least gives me direction on how to put the video together. An opening shot, right? Maybe my logo in the beginning. Then I fade it into me talking on camera. Then I fade it out where it tells me to put in graphics and things like that to be more engaging with market data. But I don't have to fact check it. Why? Because it's already pulling the facts from this market trend, which gets updated almost every day. Anybody like this? Are there any questions on any of this? Anybody going to use this?
Anthony,
Not a single soul. Okay.
there is,
Fantastic.
is that possible
Thank you.
that, for example, you or anybody here can go one sample, like a real sample, how you do it step by step, that we can learn from you, or
What do you mean?
like, imagine you're sitting behind a computer, you want to create real,
Well, I just did.
like sample, copy it, for example.
So you want to see how to paste it in Facebook?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to create that script, right? So engaging sellers, social media, right? All I'm going to do is and when this comes up, so copy it. So highlight it, right click, copy. Jump over to Facebook as an example, specifically your Facebook business page. Right? So you're in your Facebook business page or your Twitter account or whatever. And then when we go to create a post, which where's posts? Where's post? No, that's messaging.
We scroll down.
Yeah. Tells you how often I post here. I get everything automatic. I guess because I have to switch. I love Facebook. There we go. What's on my mind, right? Click. And then I'm gonna right click in here. And I'm creating a post. I'm gonna right click, paste. There you go. And then I'm just gonna hit post. That's that simple.
Same as video, same, everything,
I make the video.
same steps.
Well, I'm gonna make the video, right?
After
I have,
video, you make a video, you're going the same step.
I'm going to-
Paste, copy.
take that video, put it into my YouTube channel. Right? And then I'm gonna take that link and it will reshare it to my social media, other
The
social media
script that it
platforms.
writes- It's a script that it writes for you, so
You-
you're gonna be reading the script and recording yourself reading it.
Right.
You're gonna post that video. You're not posting the text for the video script.
You have to make the video, sir.
So this is the
It's different.
social, yeah, it's different, but for videos.
I make the video.
You made, record your video.
I record reading my script that I had created.
Sure.
I'll use a video editor to put in all the little points that it tells me to put in where. All right. And then I take that video, upload it to YouTube. I now have a link. I now can put it into my Facebook business page. I can put it on my personal website. I can share it, put it in an email to all my,
Why you say YouTube?
because it's a public portal. It's a public portal. When I take that video, I can't just email the video because the video file is too large. So I host it on a public website like YouTube or Vimeo, right? Where it creates a link where it's now a link, not a video file. And then I create an email around it. Or I put a social media post.
You can schedule an appointment with Cecilia and she can show you how to do all that stuff. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you got a
Yeah.
video team that can help you do that, then I would do that. Okay? But it's just that simple. And now I can come up with content each and every month. Are there any other questions? Any questions in Cyberland? All right, if there are no other questions, thanks, John.
Thank
There you
you,
go.
Tony. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. That was awesome.
Thanks. Oh, did you?
No, I didn't. I
Anthony,
didn't. Oh, you're welcome. Here you go, John.
Okay, was there a question out there? No, okay. And then in 2 weeks, we are having for Halloween,
A costume potluck party.
a costume potluck party, so hopefully you can all attend. Do you have them RSVPing or anything like that?
Yeah, email me, email Carlos if you're gonna be bringing something, like maybe dessert or drinks or something, so we can get a list going of who's bringing what. But most importantly, dress up. We did it last year. Everybody had a great time. We had some margaritas. We had, some treats here and there, but it was a good time. So hope to see you guys here. It's on Tuesday, October 31st at noon. I will send out a couple of emails between now and then.
Excellent.
Okay,
Did you all enjoy today?
It was awesome. It was great.
Tony, I have a question.
Let's,
In the beginning, for this, it had a place for us to upload our picture,
I'll show you after
I
class.
saw it where it said, I'm just saying that we are the only one who would see that.
But when you make reports, your image and your
Oh,
information goes on
that's
those reports that you're going to give to your client. That's why you want to put it there.
okay. All right, well, thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Thank you.